Hello, this is Bruce Youngblood at PensionSolutionsCanada.com. Oh my gosh, need a new barber. PensionSolutionsCanada.com. So, CAMI, early 2026. A lot of folks are leaving. It's a sad story. You have pension options. So, we're just going to talk today about the commuted value. What is it? Three things. What is the commuted value? Is it right for you? And, what does it look like after you take it? How does it work? So first of all, a commuted value, one of your coworkers said famously, I just want to take the cash. Well, that's what that is. The commuted value is the value or the money that your pension is worth in dollars. So it could be 600,000, 500, 600,000, 700, 800,000 or more. So that is the value. Think of it as the money you and the company have been putting in, and that's the money in the plan. So that's the commuted value. So next up, and it's one of the options you tick off on your final pension statement, which you probably get a couple of weeks after your final day. So next up, is it for you? Well, I'm going to answer that this way. First of all, it's not a good idea if you're a spendthrift. I hate to set these up and within a month, the new client calls to say, I think I need a new truck. Can you ship me over 75,000? That's a big hole. So if you're going to spend it, it's maybe not a good idea. However, who's the ideal candidate for a commuted value? I've done a lot of commuted values. I've done, dozens. And the best candidate is like John, who left Stellantis. As you know, Stellantis, different plant, Brampton, producing right now. So he took the commuted value and went back to work. Yeah. So you don't want to go back to work right away, probably not in this calendar year. Tax issues that we should discuss. But the idea of going back to work is, not to sweat it out, something you hate, but rather to pay for your lifestyle, keep your payments going up and let your commuted value grow. I might even say let your commuted value recover from the tax hit up front. So the ideal candidate, is willing to build that nest egg, let that nest egg grow. For example, our equity fund has done over 8% a year for 22 years on average. Pretty stable stuff, right? So that's the ideal candidate. I think I've also seen someone with bad health. If you take your pension and die within 5 years, madam, you're not getting your money's worth. So if your health is bad, take the commuted value, suffer the tax hit, and leave something to your family or your charities. I had a client, a teacher, actually, Sue. She said, I have so much debt, I can't sleep. Okay, take the commuted value. You're going to get some cash, pay off your debt, your remaining mortgage, your car loan, your credit card loans, or whatever they are, and turn over a new leaf. You're now debt free. Or you say, Bruce, I have a client who left CAMI and is still driving a forklift. Part-time. He wants to go on a cruise. It's like, hey, boss, I can't come in for 3 weeks. That's called go take a hike money. So he draws a salary, but tops it up a little bit. So you could say, I want to see my commuted value grow, but ship me 1,000 net every month. That'll work out. So your commuted value grows. So I'll just one other item. I mentioned a minute ago the tax hit. So you're going to take the commuted value. Most people face a substantial tax bill. So how much, Bruce? Well, usually of a pension, of a commuted value, the locked-in retirement account, in other words, the tax-sheltered account, is worth about 2/3. So, let's call it $750,000 commuted value. 2/3 of that is 500,000. That might be a bit high. So the other 250 is taxable income. You say, wait a minute, I have 100,000 of RSP room. Oh, perfect. I've seen up to 180,000. So now instead of 250, you got 150,000, which will come into your income. Tax will be withheld, but at the end of it all, you're going to spend 60,000 in tax. So what's that? 60, even 70,000. 10% of your commuted value may go to the tax man up front. Everybody's different. Okay. So there's the tax hit. The other thing is leave a legacy. And what does that mean? Well, I have 3 boys, and I'd kind of like to ship them off some money. One bought a house, so he needed an endorsement, need a little cash. So leave a legacy. I mean, you leave a legacy with a warm hand, give money to your kids with a warm hand, or after you die, you leave it, right? But anyway, you leave a legacy, you leave something behind. And the contrast is, of course, with a pension, any pension, CPP, OAS, company pension, defined benefit pension, you die, boom, it reduces. Your spouse dies, second death, nothing left. Whereas the commuted value is your money. You could die a month later, still your money, your estate. Okay, so what happens when I take this, Bruce? So you get your paperwork, one of the options, you tick the box, I'll take the commuted value, and the employer, CAMI, will ship a big check over. We deal principally with Manulife, deal with them all, but I like to recommend Manu. So the big check goes to Manu directly, no intermediary, doesn't go via ABC company and then off. Don't do that. Goes directly. So there will be a locked-in retirement account, in our example, about $500,000, and then we'll work to reduce the tax on the balance. RSP. You say, I don't have any. Well, is your TFSA topped up? Won't really help up front, but it helps in the longer term. How about your spouse? Does your spouse have, my spouse has 100,000 of RSP room and works and gets income and pays tax? Well, let's transfer the benefit there. Keep it in the family. Keep it out of the hands of CRA. Okay, you're going to go into an investment account. Hey, Bruce, why can't I just put it in a GIC? Well, the problem with that is GICs, I don't know, they're paying 3 or 4%. That's not enough. It takes you too long to recoup. So you need some equity. You need some stock. You need an investment portfolio. I mentioned our over 8% a year, 22 years running. Unbelievable, but true. So that's where we're going to end up, in some sort of an investment portfolio. Okay, we open up the locked-in retirement account, the LIRA RSP, put some money in there, your spousal RSP or your spouse says RSP, TFSA, an open account. And we have an associate, arm's length, a CPA accountant who will prepare and file your tax return at our expense. Year 1. Okay. So come on out to the Elmhurst Inn on Tuesday, February the 3rd, 2026. Tuesday, February the 3rd, 2026, 1 p.m. Get together for about an hour, longer if there's more questions, and get your questions answered. Bring your partner, your spouse. Okay. Doesn't matter. You don't have to have your final pension paper. Let's just get ideas. Let's just, sort it out. Okay. So thanks for watching. Bruce at pensionsolutionscanada.com. Alternatively, book a Zoom call with me and we'll talk about you. Love to see you there at the Elmhurst Inn, February 3rd, 1 p.m.